Hi everyone. Good morning and thank you for joining us today, wherever you might be. Good morning from London. That's from me. And good afternoon to everyone from the Philippines and Singapore. My name is Eileen Goh, and it's my absolute pleasure to be your host today for the inaugural Hearts for Hope and Harmony Challenge, where social impact is created through the empathy and solidarity of a cross-cultural cohort. We are excited that you join us today to witness the innovative ideas this unique cross cultural program presents. Now, a little background about the Hearts for Hope and Harmony Challenge for you. This program was born because of a need. In 2020, was probably one of the more challenging years that all of us have experienced. And the resounding message that all of us would recognize would be everyone would need to move into 2021. We have to be able to build better, stronger, greener, and most importantly, together. To restore hope and to be able to overcome new and more complex challenges unitedly. Now, this is where three organizations have come together to play our part: the City College Columbia in the Philippines, the Singapore Management University in Singapore, and with Holistics, believe that as educators, we have a role to play in forging stronger understanding and collaboration across countries, cultures, and generations. Now, when in solidarity, our future can only get better. So, this program was born to empower students to come together in a cross cultural setting and to create positive impact in their communities. Over the past week, your friends and even family members who have been part of this program have been working tirelessly to develop their unique ideas with their new skills while collaborating with their new teammates from across different countries. Today is about showcasing these projects, not only as a way to showcase projects, but to invite all of you here, everyone here, to join in and support their cause to spread hope and harmony together. Now, before we begin, I would like to pose a question to you to think about. How can you, as an individual, continue and spread hope and harmony in your communities? Without further ado, I'd like to invite our very first guest, Ms. Eunice Tan, Assistant Manager of the Singapore Management University Pathfinder Program, to do her opening address. Eunice,
Hi, good evening, distinguished guests, families, and students. My name is Eunice, and it is an honor to represent Singapore Management University for the virtual Cross Cultural Immersion Program, specially organized by the City College of Columba, SMU Pathfinders Program, and Holistic. Dear students, I hope it has been an amazing and unforgettable 2 weeks for you, be it making friends, exchanging cultural languages, contexts, all working alongside with one another for the showcase later. Throughout the past 2 weeks, I am proud to see you grown as a cohort of learners, as well as becoming a positive change maker for yourself, for others, and for the community. This time round, our topic on hope and harmony has touched hearts on many of you, especially during this difficult time of the pandemic. And your level of contribution and enthusiasm towards helping communities around you is highly commendable. And yes, indeed, I believe that harmony is not about what's lasting or permanent. It is about the individual voices like you coming together to make a difference. And with that, my deepest congratulations to you, and I hope everyone will continue to make an impact to spread hope and harmony across the globe after the program. And to our distinguished guests and family members, let me present to you our leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.
thank you very much, Ms. Eunice Tan. Next, we have Dr. Neil Tangana, the Vice President for Academic Affairs from the City College Columba.
Uh, Hello, good afternoon. Allow me to share my slides, or is it being shared now? Okay. So thank you again for this afternoon. Our local college is very much inspired by the narrative of our Philippine national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. So if you could see, this is where we are. From Singapore, we fly like 4 hours by plane, and then when we land in Manila, we proceed to um, our province, like 50 kilometers down south. Next slide, please. All right. So this is where the College of Calamba is. It's in the city of Calamba. So moving forward, when we say that our local college is so much inspired by the narrative of our national hero, because our national hero was just born a stone's throw away from the campus site, which used to be the seat of our old seat of our city government. So moving forward, tracing back history, in May 1882, when Dr. Jose Rizal embarked in his very first international travel, his very first country of destination, to our surprise, would be Singapore. So next slide, please. So this is the City College. Can you have a click, please? All right. So if you could see the pin of City College, where the St. John Parish Baptist Church, right in front of it would be where Dr. Jose Rizal was born. Could you still play forward? Uh, Sorry. May I share my screen instead? Uh, okay. Thank you. All right. I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see it? Okay. So we skip this too. All right. As I continue playing this one, this is our City College of Calamba. And if you see this point, this is the St. John the Baptist Church. And then right in front of it would be where Jose Rizal was born. It's about 200 meters away. So moving forward. So in May 1882, when Dr. Jose Rizal was in his first international journey, he landed in Singapore. Aboard the Salvadora, he arrived at the Lion State on May 9th and stayed at then Hotel de la Paix or Peace at the now current site of the Hotel Excelsior, Peninsula Excelsior Hotel at the third Coleman Street or 3 Coleman Street. And after his travel, of course, Jose Rizal would have found his mark or left his mark in Singapore. Well, we could see this parallelism in what our students experienced the past 2 weeks with our engagement with the HH Holistic and the Singapore Management University Pathfinders program for the Hearts for Hope and Humanity Challenge. This is very memorable, mainly because this is the college maiden voyage to internationalization, a significant first, and not just any first. It is the only way to move forward. Then, All right. So then our Dr. Jose Rizal was on a secret mission to learn how to about global culture, mainly because he wanted to liberate our nation from colonizers, as it was a fight for freedom and self-determination. Now, instead of learning in a secret mission, in parallelism to the students, which experienced global community just recently in your 2 weeks activity, these exposures would refine mindsets and perspectives. This is one way on how to liberate ourselves from ignorance and intolerance. In the end, we live enlightened, self determined, in synergy and harmony among other nations. This would be our key to survival and sustainability in our disruptive future. Only when we understand community that we truly bring progress and hope and innovation. We cannot overstress this fact that thus, when pursued with much conviction, this engagement comes to fruition. To fruition. To quote a study presented in Harvard Business Review, working global virtual team members with their difference can be very much beneficial for the team's performance, mainly because it has shown that less homogeneous teams exhibit more creativity. Such teams consider more options, process facts more carefully, and are less likely to fall into groupthink trap and ultimately make better decisions. So in 2008, again, uh, the then Singapore President S.R. Nathan, together with the Philippine diplomatic team, inaugurated a bronze bust relief landmark at the Asian Civilizations Museum, as I've tried to show you earlier. In total, J.P. Rizal, our hero, spent went 5 times to Singapore. But in that short period of time span, there was this monument erected in his honor. In short, the Singapore government acknowledges his life, the true pride of the Malay race. To the students, this is your awakening that there is more to the city of Calamba. There is life beyond and the world to discover. Armed with your determination and resiliency, let your SG engagement be your springboard, like what Dr. Jose Rizal may have unknowingly left their his marks. Then again, a pleasant good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Neil, for showing us such a graphic and pictorial example of Singapore and also on Philippines. Um, Next, we are moving to the part where we have our teams that will have 8 to 10 minutes to showcase their projects and the steps they have taken till today. Do look out to see how you are able to support their cause and join them in their effort towards creating social impact in their communities. Now, first up is OSUP. Now, OSUP is a team of energetic individuals, all with a huge heart of service for people. The problem that they're trying to solve today would be social isolation and disconnectedness amongst youth. Without further ado, um, I would like to pass the time to our very first team, OSUP, for their presentation. OSUP, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Eileen, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for making the time to be here, and a very warm welcome from all of us. I'm Amanda, and I have with me my teammates Andrea, Jaslyn, and Gab. Today, we would like to share with you Project OSU, a pen paling program that seeks to connect youths across borders. So this is a brief overview of what we'll be sharing with you today. We'll begin with talking about pen paling and then introducing to you the team, sharing about why we have decided to target youths in our project, and finally the details of our project. So let me start by asking, how are you? Three simple words that we hear so often. And most of the time, our typical response would be, I'm good or I'm fine. But really, how are you? So it's no secret that the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about a sense of social isolation and disconnectedness in the world we live in today. And the youth of today are growing up in an entirely different climate, and that realization was what got us started on this journey. Our project centers around pen paling, and you might ask why? There are so many other means of staying connected today, and that's true. In this globalized world, we are hyper connected, spending so much time on our phones and our computers. So, what we really wanted to do was to connect people in a more organic way by taking a step back and trying out traditional snail mail. And there's something about intentionally sitting down to write a letter instead of typing away on your device. Essentially, we wanted to stay connected while remaining physically apart. And we did so by partnering Singaporean youths with friends from the Philippines based on their age group and common interests. In doing so, we managed to give youths a platform to learn about another culture and cultivate a deeper appreciation for the long lost art of pen paling. So meet the team. There are four of us, and we all come from different backgrounds and specialize in different fields of study. But we share something in common, and that's our heart. In the Philippines, it's trendy to flip words around, and the word heart in the Filipino language is puso. Flipped around, that becomes osu, which is our team name. We believe that we should use our hearts in everything that we do, because that way we can bring out the best in every situation. We as a team recognize the need to do work that ignites our passion and came together to create Project Osu. That's how our name came about. And now I'll be passing the time to Andrea, who will be sharing about why we chose to target youth.
You might be curious of why we choose youth as our target for our project. According to Dr. Rosa Rizal, the youth is the hope of the future. Do we have to wait for a later time when we can contribute in building our country now? As youths, we understand our fellow youths best. As such, we can help them to envision a positive, hopeful future in the face of the pandemic. We can inject hope in the current outlook, which may appear gloomy, bleak, and disconnected. Also, it is well known the fact that the youth of any country is a great asset. We are the future of tomorrow and representing at any level. The role of youth in nation building is more important than we might all think. In other words, through communicating with youths of the same age in different countries, their intelligence will take the world on the pathway of success, given that they are building puzzles to a harmonious life. From the next, we have Jocelyn to explain the process of why come up to our project.
Thank you, Andrea. As Andrea has mentioned, now let me take you onto the journey of how our pen paling program came about. So firstly, we publicized our pen paling program via Telegram and Instagram. Some organizations that we reached out to included SMU, WorkWork Singapore, Skillio, and Holistic Training. Other than these channels, we also publicized the program on our individual social media platforms. So how did participants sign up? They signed up via a Google form that included questions on what their interests were, which courses they were studying in, and this was all because getting to know our participants helps us to match everyone up more effectively. As of now, we have 33 Filipino participants and 31 Singaporean participants, which is a pretty even ratio. After signing up, all of our participants were added to a Telegram channel or a Facebook page. Here, we disseminate our information so that everyone's private data will be kept safe. For a more interactive experience, we crafted a website from scratch, and let me take you on a short tour. Here, we have our homepage. We welcome you to join us on our journey. And as you can see here, clicking on one of these two buttons will lead us to a Google form for our respective country. We briefly talk about how Project OSUP was born and why we chose pen paling to be specific. On our second page, we talk about the people, who we are and why we do what we do. Here are also some quotes from our fellow participants sharing why they decided to sign up for Project OSUP. Last but not least, we have the process. Here, we have a list of steps on what participants can do after they have signed up. We have the Telegram channel here and a Facebook page here for easy access. If you have never had a pen pal before, not to worry, because we have a starter guide here and some fun topic ideas if you need help with starting a conversation. If you are unable to catch everything on our website, don't worry because we have a QR code and a link for you at the end of this presentation. And now, I'll be passing my time on to Gab.
Maybe you are asking, how can this pen paling project influence hope and harmony to our chosen community? Many of us, especially the youth, were restrained from going outside the premises of our home due to this global pandemic. We can't go to school, and it's been a while since we last saw our dearest friends and actually have a good time with them. Through this pen paling project, we want them to feel that there is someone who can they talk to, that they can make lasting relationships from someone across culture, that they are not alone. Furthermore, we would like to showcase the beautiful and rich culture of the countries involved. We hope that this pen paling thing will not only make participants feel connected, but also have the chance to somehow witness, know, and experience how life is like in the Philippines and in Singapore. Our Team OSUP, is with high hopes that through this program, the youth participants will overcome disconnectedness and grow appreciation to both cultures. This is the way we think our project can spread hope and harmony. As of now, we have more than 60 participants who signed up for the project, and we hope that this is not only a one-time thing, that this can grow and continue. That through this, hope and harmony will not only be shared with those who signed up, but also with those who are willing to pen pal. We aim to make this pen paling be the light of the youth in this darkest time. Finally, here is a QR code you can scan that will bring you directly to our humble website. With that, I am Reginald, together with my teammates Amanda, Ate Andrea, Jesselyn, spreading hope and harmony through Philippine-Singapore Pen Paling Project. Thank you and good afternoon.
That you can find about having a traditional or an idea that we're so familiar with, but coupling it with technology. For a fact, we know that mental health is definitely an issue that we have seen. Not only, I mean, it didn't just exist because of COVID, but because of COVID, we now see it clearly, more clearly than ever, and especially in the youth space. Now, to join and support OSUP in their call, I believe the team would actually help to put their link to their sign up form on the YouTube comment space. Next, we have the next team, Pangasa and Hexie, to share about their project. Now, Pangasa and Hexie is a diverse group of young people with different strengths coming together because of common desire to share hope. Now, the problem they would like to solve today is the lack of proper knowledge. Now, I would like to pass the time to Pangasa and Hexie to share about their project. Team, the time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's really nice to be here. Before we dig into our program, we would like to tell you the reason why we chose this program. In the recent report of the HIV and AIDS Registry of the Philippines, or HAR, 1,120 individuals were confirmed to be HIV positive within the month of April alone, year 2021. That is 33 persons per day. It is very alarming that 30% or 337 of these individuals are 15 to 24 years old, while more than 1% of them is less than 15 years old. Unfortunately, Philippines is still making a slow progress in embracing sex education. Filipinos don't have the chance to learn more about sexual health, which is one of the major reasons why Philippines is still one of the countries around the world that has a slow and poor policies in addressing the problem regarding HIV and AIDS. We believe that this problem needs an immediate attention and a concrete solution. So, in collaboration of Singapore Management University, City College of Calamba, together with HHH Holistic, we are Project Pag-asa and Heshiya. The name of our team was from two languages. Pag-asa is a Filipino word that means hope, while Heshiya is a Chinese word for harmony. Our team wants to advocate awareness regarding HIV and AIDS by providing three different major projects, which are social media promotion, intensive webinar lecture, and a virtual conversation. Here's my teammate June to talk about more of our first project. June?
Thank you, Grisham. Now I'll be talking about our social media accounts. So to help bridge the gap and help spread awareness of HIV and AIDS to the community, our group has decided to create a Facebook page and an Instagram profile. So why social media, you might ask? Our group has concluded that in this digitalized world, social media platforms are the best way for us to help spread awareness and reach out to the community. Therefore, the main purpose of us creating these social media accounts is to leverage the power of social media and to promote our webinar and conversation. So the webinar and conversation will be held on the 22nd and 26th June respectively. More details about the webinar and the conversation, as well as the links, will be provided later in the presentation. In addition, informative content will also be uploaded regularly on our social media platforms to promote our campaign. So there are 3 goals we want to achieve, and the 3 goals are to spread awareness and help people, educate and clarify common misconceptions, and last but not least, generate hype and publicity around our webinar and conversation. So here on the slide, you can see some of the infographics that we have created, with the first being educating the public about the differences between HIV and AIDS. And the second one, we educate the public that HIV and AIDS is indeed a pandemic, just like the current COVID-19 situation. So we have scheduled content up to the beginning of next week using Later, so as to simultaneously manage our posts on multiple platforms. We will be releasing content regularly on both Facebook and Instagram, so do follow them and keep a lookout for our amazing infographics. So now I'll hand my time over to Monica, who will be talking more into details about the webinar.
Thank you, June. Following the social media contents are the upcoming events to be held during the month of June to aid us in spreading hope and harmony by creating HIV/AIDS awareness to the youth. First is the Zoom webinar. Hiba ang may alam. HIV/AIDS awareness webinar comprises of intensive lectures and contents to educate the participants regarding the topic of HIV/AIDS transmission, prevention, and protection. In collaboration with Calamba Youth Organization, we would gather approximately 80 participants comprising of each barangay here in Calamba to join on the said webinar, all of which to be held on the 22nd day of June 2021 from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. and to be facilitated by an international award-winning advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness, Dr. Mark Lester Quintana. For more details on our webinar, stay tuned as we post more updates in our Facebook and Instagram pages. For the next events, I will hand it over to Indu to further elaborate.
Okay, thank you, Monica. So our second event will be a virtual conversation about sexual health and HIV/AIDS awareness. A major part of our project is to involve a cross-cultural element wherein individuals from the Philippines and Singapore have a chance to interact with one another and be able to listen to each other's thoughts as well as perceptions. The main aim of this event is to provide a platform where the individuals from the Philippines and Singapore can have an open conversation about sexual health and HIV and AIDS awareness. We are targeting a total of 20 participants for the virtual conversation, 10 participants from Singapore and 10 participants from the Philippines. The reason for the small number of participants is that we would like to facilitate the conversation such that every single individual feels comfortable and has the opportunity to openly talk and ask their peers about this topic. Now for the details of our event. So our event will be held from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the 26th of June, which is a Saturday. Our event will be held on Gather Town, which is a very exciting and interactive platform, and stay tuned for our Gather Town design as well. So during the event, we will first have an introduction and icebreaker session with all of our participants. Then we will be splitting the participants into groups of 5 and then finally into groups of 2. One participant from Singapore and one participant from the Philippines. More details about the flow of the event will be provided closer to the date of our event and on all our social media pages. So through our event, you will have a chance to interact with people from a new country and will also have the chance to speak out your thoughts. So do join us at our event and support us as well as our objective. We promise you that it will be a very fulfilling experience. So do sign up soon as we have only 20 slots in total. We hope to see you there and do keep a lookout for all our updates on all our social media pages.
Join us in our advocacy.
Follow us on our Facebook page and Instagram to stay updated.
Stay tuned and join us in our webinar by signing on our Google Forms.
Have a talk with us and share with us at our virtual conversation.
Spreading hope and harmony, Project Pag-asa and Hesye at your service.
Thank you very, very much, Team Pangasa and Hesye. Now, in the space of sexual and reproductive health among young people, I would say Philippines and Singapore faces the same similar challenges. Even in Singapore, I would say that there is still a taboo amongst our population and even young people to speak about sexual and reproductive health issues. I would like to take this opportunity to also challenge the group to think further in expanding your ideas to even include self-testing kits at home that we see over here from where I am based in London. Thank you so much for bringing attention to these less spoken and even taboo topics, because I think, and we all should agree, that these topics are still very, very important in building hope and harmony in communities. Now, I would like to bring the next team up. The next team will be Power Explorers. Power Explorers is a team that wants to solve a problem around small amounts of inspiration and motivation for young children across the Philippines. Power Explorers, I would like to pass the time to you. The floor is yours.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, on behalf of Anna, I am Step, and we are the Power Explorer. So, meet our team. Here's Sean, Stella, Steph, and Anna. Next, if you hear our goal to spread hope and harmony. Next, hope. What do you mean by hope? Hope being able to expect and foresee a better future or better outcome and be part of the change that anticipates it. You know, hope is very important for all of us. And next, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, like harmony, being able to work together peacefully, smooth like butter. So we need to be harmonized with other people and to collaborate with them. Next.
Okay,
Live
so
your
this is
future,
our
spreading hope.
this is our project called Flip Your Future. The requirement of this program is to create a project that promotes hope and harmony. And as such, we'll go on later to our target audience and you understand why we want to flip the future of our target audience. So this is our project cover page. I'll be going through the communities now. Our target audience are the children, and we chose children as they are the seed of our next generation, and they are very crucial in building our economies. As such, we narrowed down to 2 communities in both the Philippines and in Singapore. For our Singapore counterparts, we chose to spread hope and harmony in children in the low-income families, especially those living in one-room rental flats in poor conditions, a sole breadwinner in the family, and if there are many children in the households, hence there's a financial struggle in the family. For our Philippines counterparts, we chose the children in the Barangay Palenggon after narrowing down from many different barangays. We felt that there is still hope for this adopted community, as it can be seen that they are still striving their best to live life happily despite these challenges. Small gestures also mean a lot to these children. And as such, for our first initiative, we hope to flip the future by focusing on the children in the Barangay Palenggon. Now, it's their turn.
So let's talk about our experiences to spread hope and harmony. Stepping out of our comfort zone, we are new in this vision, but through our willingness and passion to serve and help people, we created this project. Trying new and creative things together. We collaboratively share our ideas, so we come up with this project. We want to motivate children through our storybooks for them to see the brighter sides of life in these trying times. Communication is a must. To make this project possible, we establish a healthy relationship and we cherish communication. We have faced challenges and thankfully we overcome it together. We're also glad for those people who helped us in this mission. These experiences taught us to grow and improve more. A wonderful experience that we will share to all of you and to our community. Sean, the light is yours now.
So thank you, Steph. So before I start my presentation on the final product of the book that we have created, I would like to thank this whole team for the amazing journey and making what seems impossible came true, just like how this book actually came up in such a short span of time. So for this very first initiative, we will be reaching out to 10 families from the barangays. The books will be printed out and wrapped in a simple gift wrapper like what you see in this picture. So hopefully with this, it will bring some excitement and happiness to the receiver, because personally, when I was a kid, I love surprises like this. Also, we like to immerse the children themselves into the storybook. Therefore, we came up with this simple maze for them to try solving before reading the book itself. So before we actually review our title page, maybe you guys can give it a go too as well. So congrats for those who make it through in such a short span of time. So here's a picture of the cover page of our book. For those who doesn't read Tagalog, our story title is called The Adventure of Victor the Mighty Ants. So it's just amazing how we just started writing this story a few days ago. And here we have showing you guys the screenshot of the book content that we made in just a few days. And of course, this is not just one person's effort, it's basically the whole team's effort, as well as people from the external source. So if you guys would like a soft copy version of this book, we have it both in English and Tagalog version. And today it's only gonna cost you $9.99. No, I'm just kidding, don't worry. So do prepare your phone later, scan the QR code and reach out to us at the end of the presentation, and we will send you a copy of it for free. Don't worry about it, yeah? So getting a book all together was definitely not an easy task for all of us here, as we are not professional at it. Therefore, everyone really have to contribute to this success of the book. Also, this book was written based on real-life representation of someone who normally have to leave the country to work abroad just to put food to the table. Also, we took the inspiration of how we can spread hope from this Netflix film, Sweet Tooth, which is currently top on the list. You might want to check it out later, yeah? Where, the kid actually was kept alive based on his hope as he's constantly looking for his mother. Also, the last and most important one, which is hope and harmony, we personally believe that this is all deeply ingrained in all human being here. So in order for us to reach out to our target audience and allowing them to better understand the context of the story, we have adapted this based on where they are actually living, which is near the forest and lake. And also, why did we choose ants and bee as our main character? That's because of the traits we wish to instill in the readers, where ants are really tiny and insignificant, but yet they are really strong. And also for bee, they are also pretty insignificant apart from them coming to bother you, but they are actually a very resilient and hard worker, as per what most of you would have known. With that said, one common thing which both ants and bee have, as per what us human also have, which is we live in a community and we need people to go together. Also, due to the short span of time, we are unable to reach out to sponsors and organizations for financial support for this very first initiative. Therefore, we like to increase our outreach of spreading hope and harmony to more children in the barangays. Therefore, our group would like to start this private fundraising to increase our outreach to 25 other families. We have a very small target of achieving 150 Singapore dollars or 5,400 pesos. Just to let you guys know that this private fundraising is done purely based on our own goodwill and it is not affiliated to any organization or institution. However, all the proceeds will be personally accounted by me and I will send a report to you if you have decided to leave your email with us. Also, this is the way where you guys can contribute, as well as you guys just have to scan on the QR code at the bottom left corner. You have all the information out there you need, and just leave your email with us and we'll send you a copy of it. With that, thank you, and let's spread hope and harmony together.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's allow ourselves to spread hope and harmony. So as our group, we want to acknowledge, or we want to thank the people behind this program to make it possible. We are so very thankful because we have the opportunity to spread hope and harmony. So as my group, let's support our work, which is creating a book that will give hope in children. So let's plant the seed in the hope inside the children's heart. Thank you so much. We are the Power Explorers.
Thank you very much, Power Explorers team. I really like your idea, and I believe our audience too will like does like your idea about spreading hope through very, very specific and curated storytelling. And characters such as ants and bees, which we all know work perfectly in colonies. What better way to show collaboration and resilience among children? Interesting story is I visited Barangay myself many, many years ago, and it's such a transformational journey. As you see that this is a group of people that actually transform their own lives and taken their own lives into their own hands, creating a whole transformation from an informal settlement to what it is today. So I would definitely like to call on all audience to really support Power Explorers in their book, and I believe the team will be able to show and share the link and ways that you can support their group, the book, in the comment section of the YouTube space. Next, we have Queen Bees. Now, Queen Bees is a team of 4 young and bright ladies that have great personality. The problem that they are trying to solve with this project is financial literacy among young people. Queen Bees, I would like to pass the time to you, and the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hello everyone. Selamat datang, Tachahau, Vanakkam, Eppadi irukeenga, and Magandang Arau. Apologies if there's any mistakes with my pronunciation, but I'm Shahira, and a warm welcome to everyone present here today. I hope that everyone is doing well, and thank you very much for taking your time off on a Friday afternoon to attend our showcase. Some of you guys might be curious on why we are named Queen Bees. Well, firstly, among all the other 5 groups presenting today, we are the only girl groups. And secondly, as the Queen Bee leads the bee colony to survival, we hope our initiative, iSafe, will spread hope and harmony to youth. Okay, so before we start, let me introduce you to the team behind iSafe, or the Queen Bees. We have myself and Willie from Singapore Management University, and along with us are our friends, Hannah and Roger from City College of Colomba in the universe. We are the team behind who put together this project. So what is iSafe all about? Well, iSafe is a financial literacy program that will run on social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram for a month long with simulation games. Being financially literate means that it will enable you to make smart financial decisions. Our goal here is simple. We believe that personal finance forms the backbone for all success stories. Our team, coming from different backgrounds, cultures, and countries, we want iSafe to be a platform that allows young adults to build connections across the globe, sharing our knowledge and planting seeds of hope to equip them with basic financial knowledge and skills that they can apply to their everyday lives to make better financial choices and a positive change. And some of you might ask us, hey, Queen Bees, why financial literacy though? Is it really that important with all the other problems going on? Well, we do not have to be in the best paying job in the world to be better at managing money. Regardless of income level, you can achieve financial stability because of good money management skills. This year, it has never been more than important to educate ourselves on financial literacy. A lot of youth and even working adults among us with a stable job are struggling financially because of the effects of pandemic. In a survey conducted, we found out that 59% of youth felt that they could be smarter about managing money, but more than 70% of them are barely even exposed to financial knowledge. They do not even know the differences between an interest rate and inflation rates. And sadly, a lot of personal finance informations are not the ones that our parents discuss with us at home or are taught in schools. However, in Singapore, we are slowly improving on it. But it's not going to be of much help to those who have already left school or were not as fortunate as many of us here today to get basic form of education in other parts of the world. That is why we have launched iSafe for people to build a healthy relationship with money. Even though we are running this program on social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook, expecting a wide range of audience, Project will now take you through will narrow you down on the community that we are targeting at. Thank you.
Thank you, Shahira. To be more clearer on why our project is about financial literacy, we also gather facts and data on our chosen community, both on the Philippines and Singapore. On the Philippines, based on the conducted community assessment, about 76% of youth in Palisam, namely the barangays of Palingon, Linga, and Sampirohan, wanted to learn more about training sa negosyo at pananalapi or learning about financial literacy. This only means that out of the 100 population in Palisam, 76% of them still ask, what is finances? How do we manage our finances? And so on. Things that they'll learn also to benefit them in the future. While on the Singapore community, the data is based on a study conducted by CNA by having about 62% who wanted to learn personal finances despite of them being in business or finances courses. They still wanted to have their own finances because learning for the credit of yourself will also help you to become more successful in life. This data strengthened our decision on why we wanted to help the community when it comes to financial literacy. After knowing the needs of the community, the next question is, who are we focusing to? Who will be our target? Mainly, our target is the youth with the age bracket of 12 to 24 years old, both from the Singapore and in the Philippines. Why? Simply because starting to know more of the finances at a young age will provide them with lots of opportunities to help them apply in real life. Our main target are from the youth of Palisam. Those youths usually start working at a young age and still needed to be guided. That is why iSafe will help them be equipped and learn more skills that will help them to make the smart money choices in their everyday lives. To have a sneak peek of those who are spreading hope and harmony, here are some of the pictures of our main target, the youth of Palisam. Now, how can we reach out to them? By using the most popular and used social media site in Philippines, the Facebook. We already made our Facebook page for us to post, share, and interact those youths that we wanted to help with. Using the most appropriate platform really is important since it will be the bridge on how we will be connecting to them. Now, not just on Facebook, but for our second platform, here is Hannah to discuss.
Youths from Singapore, on the other hand, are more inclined in using Instagram rather than Facebook, so our team is utilizing the said social media platform as well. These topics are the ones that we will be discussing over the next few weeks, both on our Facebook and our Instagram platform. Based on our research, the youths would like to learn more about these topics, namely investing, budgeting, saving, entrepreneurship, and so on. So we made sure that our online content would be aligned to the results as shown. They would like these topics to be discussed mainly through infographics, videos, simulated games, short messages, and pictures. And that's why we are maximizing these forms of media in our posts to make sure that we are delivering financial literacy in the most educational and engaging way. For our project's current progress, here's Wayne.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. So as Hannah just discussed, we found that our target audience will be engaged by a variety of mediums, with infographics being the highest one. So in our posts on social media, we will use varied forms of engagement to increase interest among our followers. These are some examples of the posts and infographics that we have created for week 1, and you can check them out on our Facebook and Instagram pages. For week 1, our focus is on the basics of financial literacy to provide a good foundation for the upcoming weeks. Well, we hope you're excited for what's coming up in the next few weeks, as we definitely are. For week 2, we'll be focusing on budgeting and saving. A poll will be conducted to find out how much you save, following which we'll create relevant content on good habits in saving and basic budgeting skills. Next, we'll move on to investing, which was what we found youth to be most interested in. We'll invite a lecturer to share about basic investing and share more about different types of investments based on risk profile. A simulation game may be conducted as well. Finally, for week 3, we'll be sharing more about digital marketing and entrepreneurship. This includes using social media for businesses and creating an online blog. An interview will be conducted with someone who runs a business to make the session more interactive, personable, and engaging. Ultimately, through this project, we wish to spread hope and harmony. We hope to create a safe, united environment where everyone works together with the community's interests at heart, displaying strength and adopting a positive outlook. Do join us in our challenge to spread hope and harmony, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at isave.phsg. Thank you very much for listening to our sharing. Hope everyone stays safe and have a good weekend ahead.
Thank you so much, Queen Bee, for your presentation and about your project called iSave. Financial literacy and definitely towards financial freedom is definitely something that all future generation and young people will need. Next, we would like to bring up the next group, Be Youth. Now, Be Youth will be targeting an issue and problem with natural disasters that are faced by most of the residents in barangays in the Philippines. Without further ado, I would like to pass the time to Be Youth. Be Youth, the time is yours.
Hello everyone, we are Be Youth, a group that believes in initiatives that are for the youth and by the youth. Our group here is Rika, Abigail, Yen Ling, and myself, James. So we have decided on helping our peers in Barangay Sampiruhan in the Philippines. As you can see from our pictures here, it is an area that is near water bodies and is susceptible to a lot of natural disasters, causing a lot of economic strain on the locals. And these challenges force the youth in the community to take up additional responsibilities or even dropping out of school entirely to assist in supporting the family's financial challenges. So our team decided to pool our efforts into tackling some of their issues by spreading the seeds of hope and harmony from the help of our peers. I will now pass my time on to Abigail.
Okay, thank you, James. So before I discuss about our community, I would like to start off with a quote. Ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Or in English, the youth is the hope of the town. These are the words preached by Dr. Jose Rizal, the man considered to be the national hero of the Philippines. This saying is the inspiration of our group to focus on youth. Currently, because of the pandemic, we've been hearing a lot of concerns from the youth that they are suffering from different emotional breakdowns due to different external factors. From there, our team decided to help the youth in Barangay Sampiruhan in dealing in what they are facing. We choose Barangay Sampiruhan because according to the census conducted in 2015, 52.32% of their population is categorized as youth. and you want to help as many youth as possible in the community. We made a campaign that would spread hope and harmony via words of encouragement that would make them feel that they are not alone in these challenges. To further discuss our ideas about our project, I'll pass the floor to Yan Ling.
Thank you, Abigail. Moving on to the meaning behind our ideas, our group representing words of encouragement in both languages, English and Tagalog, with the hope of providing a platform for the barangay's youth to gain more exposure to English language and increase their literacy rates, where we deliver and spread our messages of hope and harmony to them. Here is an example of the poster of 4 words of encouragement. The poster shown in these slides is an example of the words of encouragement from a youth in Singapore. Next, this is an example of words of encouragement from a youth in Philippines. Moving on, we are presenting you the videos on the words of encouragement that we have compiled.
Kamusta to our friends from Sampiruhan. I am Ryan from Singapore.
Hello, friends from Sampiruhan. I am Atidia from Calamba City, Philippines.
Hi, my friends from Sampiruhan. My name is Gersham and I'm from Philippines.
Hello, friends from Sampiruhan. I am Stephanie and from Philippines.
I am Ryan from Singapore. And I'm great.
I'm Ski from Singapore, and I just wanted to say a few things to you guys. Always remember to take care of yourself, be kind to yourself and others around you, and love yourself. We are never alone in this world, so do remember to rely on the people that you trust and love.
I'm Nicholas from Singapore. Although these times are especially challenging, I want to reassure you that you are not alone in this. Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
I'm Eunice from Singapore. Well, life is bound with obstacles, but life has taught us to take a deep breath at times, pick ourselves up, and start over again tomorrow. Remember, only you have the capability to build and control your own success stories.
Through these tough times, there is an important message to send, and that is even though we might be physically far apart, together we stand united.
I just want you to know that your failures and mistakes don't define you as a person. You are so much more than that. So keep going and keep believing in yourself. I know you've got this.
Thank you very much. And now, as you can see, we will be utilizing Facebook as our platform for spreading hope and harmony. Therefore, these posts and videos will be on our Facebook page. The reason why we are utilizing Facebook is because it is the platform of choice for the youth in the Philippines. It is also seen as the most accessible and widely used social media platform in our country. We will be running different, also most accessible and widely used social media platform in the country, and it plays the perfect role for your target communities. In terms of content, our Facebook poll will be running different pick each week during 1 to 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. This data comes from our research in the internet. And from what you heard from the rest of our volunteers, now is the time to encourage all of you to step up and join us in the time to encourage all of you to step up and join us as we try to reach and spread hope and harmony among different communities. By sharing these words of encouragement, we are planting seeds of hope for a better future to inspire one another to enact a positive change in their mindset and lives fostering love and peace. Your contribution to our future fundraising activities can be a lot of help. The influence of a true leader never ends, and it can happen in the most unexpected times. In our team, in BU team, we believe that there is no small help or contribution to the community as long as we are united and firm upon the reasons and purpose. As the youth of today, we want to instill that we can aid and guide future generations by building a more inclusive and safe environment for all the people across the continent. And once again, I am Rika,
I'm James.
I'm Yin Ling.
And I'm Abigail.
and together we form Be Youth, for the youth and by the youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, BU. Our final group to present their ideas. I would like to encourage everyone in the audience to join their Facebook page and support their cause today. We will be sharing with you all the different links to support the different teams at the end of today's session. Now, before we end today's session, I would like to bring about the remarks by our guest of honor, His Excellency Joseph Del Maya, the Ambassador of the Republic of the Philippines to the Singapore. Let's take some time and listen to the message that he has to share with us today.
Of Holistic official Mr. Ryan Ng, CEO of Holistic, officials and students of the City College, Calamba, and Singapore Management University, good morning. It is my distinct honor and privilege to address you this morning. I trust that you are all safe and well. I would like to congratulate Ryan and his team, as well as the officials of the City College, Calamba, and Singapore Management University for successfully organizing this virtual seminar with approximately 50 Filipino and Singaporean students in attendance. Today's Hearts for Hope and Harmony seminar is a unique learning platform designed for the development of critical skills for our young participants. Among these are communication, leadership, collaboration, problem solving, and cross-cultural skills, which are universally recognized as valuable skill sets. Another important aspect of this seminar is the practical application of the newly acquired skills to a project in the local community. The participants will be able to develop a greater understanding of the needs of others and appreciate the value of serving the needy sectors of our society. Our world is beset by many challenges. The COVID-19 pandemic has drastically disrupted our lives in ways that we could never have imagined. Climate change is also a real challenge that, if left unchecked, will have dire consequences for all of us. Technological and economic disruptions will also significantly change the way we live and work in the future. However, no matter how uncertain the future may look now, do not be discouraged. We may have entered an era that is new and rapidly changing, but as long as we all learn to work together and collaborate with each other across the ASEAN region and the world, we will be able to overcome these challenges and emerge better and stronger. I am therefore very glad that you are making use of your time to participate in this, the Heart for Hope and Harmony challenge, and develop your skills in thinking critically and collaborating globally. You will also learn to develop empathy, solidarity, and harmony. Please take advantage of this rare opportunity to learn as much as you can from your Filipino and Singaporean counterparts. Dear students, you belong to a generation that is known to be driven, technology savvy, and socially aware. as you were born into an era where global interconnectedness was at its peak. You are also known to be a generation that embraces inclusion, multiculturalism, and diversity. You have established yourselves to be a cohort of learners, creators, and innovators who are keen to make a meaningful change in this world. You shall inherit the leadership roles of the post-pandemic world. Continue charting your way towards your aspirations. Carry on with your good intentions. We, the older generations, will continue to guide and rally behind you. I wish all of you an enriching and fruitful learning experience. Thank you again, Mr. Ryan Ng, City College Calamba, and SMU for making this program and learning experience possible. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay.
Thank you very much. And we thank you, His Excellency, for his kind remarks. I am sure we resonate and agree with the words of His Excellency, recognizing that collaboration is key to overcoming the increasingly complex challenges that our generation face. Youth today are indeed a generation of learners, a generation of creators with unparalleled drive and passion to make this world a better place. To close the program, I would like to invite Mr. Ryan Ng, the CEO of Holistics, to present to us his closing address. Ryan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Eileen, for the very kind introduction. I'm Ryan. As a quick aside, we had the opportunity to meet Eileen, who herself, while presently performing her role and duties with the Commonwealth, has a background in upskilling and developing youth from many nations. In fact, it was in one of those programs that I had first met her and her heart for people and their development. And I can safely say she is second to none for people's development, and I'm grateful for her agreeing to moderate for us today. Allow me to thank first His Excellency Joseph Delmar Yap for his very kind welcome address. Thank you again for the kind words from my team and I. We are very honored to have the ambassador not just be willing, but be keen on encouraging a program that targets to bring hope and harmony to communities in both Singapore and the Philippines. In his welcoming address to the students, he mentioned that we all indeed look to them. Not to be leaders of tomorrow, but to be leaders of today. And it will be my utmost pleasure to follow up and inform His Excellency in the near future that not only have each and every one of these students heard his words, they have taken it to heart and put it into practice. The students have surpassed all expectations. They've had to overcome a myriad of challenges, from connectivity issues all the way through to working cross-culturally with people from another nation. They, within their teams, have literally overcome a typhoon together that was cutting power to their friends from the Philippines. And the resilience, understanding, and teamwork that they were forced to display was forged through the bonds of overcoming adversity. The truth, though, is that is very reflective of the world we live in today. The adversity that faces us all as one people causes instant bonds and camaraderie whenever we put all of us, people, together. The difficulty sometimes is taking that first step, which is why I'm immensely proud of each of the students who joined us for this program, who have done exactly just that. They have taken the first step to reach out to communities and to put other people's needs and issues at the forefront of their thoughts and concerns for the past 2 weeks. It has been a trying time for everyone, but we hope that the diversity and inclusion that merging cultures entails has formed not 5 groups of individuals, but rather 5 immensely collaborative teams that together can make a positive impact for the people that they wish to reach. The potential that the students displayed, you all know who you are, was heartwarming to see. But something that was even more moving was how giving each individual was to their counterparts from another country. I sincerely wish that more people could have witnessed their interactions, development, and growth over the past 2 weeks, from hesitant strangers to amazing collaborators. I hope that all of you watching the showcase will support them wholeheartedly and assist these earnest students in spreading their message of hope and harmony, because they all have hearts of gold. Last and definitely not least, I would like to take some time to thank our partner institutions, City College of Colamba and Singapore Management University. We could not have asked for better or more supportive partners, and we are absolutely thrilled to work with institutions who are so forward-thinking in their pedagogical approaches for their students. I'd like to throw out a quick shout out to Titus, my colleague, without whom this entire program would not have been possible, and also to Sir John Aries Malahito from the City College of Colamba. He and Titus were the two brains that birthed the idea of the program. To all of the staff from both City College of Colamba and Singapore Management University who have made this program happen, our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation. We here at Holistic hope that the projects that these brilliant students launched today will not just be a flash in the pan, but will truly make a difference. And we hope that you will all support them wholeheartedly. After all, isn't that what we all need? A little hope and harmony? Thank you from all of us here at Holistic. And back to you, Eileen.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for that warm and heartwarming closing address. We have now come to the end of the program and the showcase. I'd like to thank all of you, speakers, partners, all students, especially City College Colamba, Singapore Management University, and Holistics for putting this program together. You have all done such an amazing job. Can we please give all students a round of applause? Before we go, we'd like to check in with you we'd like you to support the group, and you can do that with the QR code or the website listed here. So in this website, you will be able to see the list of links to actually further your support for all 5 groups. Now, hopefully after seeing these projects, you're inspired to take some action. These projects have all launched, even though it was such a pressing few days for these students. They have done and made such progress. Please support them. And if any way there are any ideas or even any small gestures that you would like to contribute, please just feel free to reach out to us. Before we go, I would like to leave you guys with the question that I started this session with, which is how as an individual can start and spread some hope and harmony today. Again, we'd like to thank all of you for taking time this afternoon, this morning, this evening, for attending this showcase. And we really like to hear about from all of you about what you think and how the projects are continuing by following us on our social media with the hashtag Hope and Harmony Challenge. Before we with this, I'd like to say goodbye to all of you and thank you again for taking time to join us today. We hope you have a wonderful weekend and goodbye.